What it do? It's your man, y'all already know what it is.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode.
Of grown folk talk and ghetto talk.
This is a clarification video. We did a video yesterday, so I don't know by the time we edit this, but we did a video together. We reacted to Corey Holcomb talking about women and BBLs and chicks going out of town. And we think that maybe because the video was so long on itself, the actual content, that we didn't get to go into our commentary deep enough, and we think maybe some of y'all misunderstood us, so we just figured we'd take this opportunity to kind of like go more in depth with the commentary, what we were talking about, and to give y'all a little more idea and background of who we are, just so that things aren't misconstrued.
Yeah, and as far as the comment where the guy said that my wife bringing femininity to the show or whatnot.
To your channel,
to my channel, yeah, to my channel.
Obviously, I'm gonna bring femininity because I'm a woman.
But I guess maybe it's because maybe she talked a little more. I'm not a talker. First of all, let's get that straight. I'm not. I don't really have too much to say like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight to the point. I ain't trying to like over talk anybody or be eloquent when I'm talking or whatever. What you see is what you get. I'm not trying to talk like no white person anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people who talk proper or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? What is talking proper? To me, it's trying to sound like, your enslavers or whatnot.
And that's what he be saying about me.
Exactly. Yes. And I pointed out, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's a lot of people that's our color that feel a certain way about how they talk.
Inferior.
Because, exactly, right. They feel a certain type of way of how they talk because they talk don't match up to what the world expects us to talk like. They like to call it Ebonics. You speaking Ebonics or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But where is our real language at anyway? You know what I'm saying? If you want to really look deep into it, because at the end of the day, you're trying to sound like the oppressor. You're trying to sound like a white person. So let's get that out the way. But as far as her bringing femininity to my show or to my podcast or whatnot, I totally disagree with you on that one. Because as far as what I talk about on my podcast, it's what it is. I'm not faking for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Only if you knew how I ran my house. It's not about I'm letting my wife run my house. You'll be lying. You'll be lying to yourself. Only if you knew.
Yeah, you can't base people off of one video. First of all, people have been asking for us to collaborate. My husband and I have had our YouTube channels for about a year and a half. Okay, my husband has done everything. He did my channel first. He's done the intro, the outro, the graphic design, everything, the beats, everything. He's the mastermind behind the scenes, okay? The editing, everything. I just recently learned how to edit. My husband has done everything. When we went into this knowing that I would be doing more talking because I'm just more comfortable with it, and it's kind of like, I want to say my gift, or I'm just good at it. I'm a little more eloquent, okay? So we went into this with me being more of the speaker. We have our separate channels, but people have been asking for us to collaborate, and it's been months and we just haven't done it. So now we're doing more collaboration videos. So I get the person, they are more so here for you and your commentary, and I know that there's going to be people who aren't going to feel my commentary as much because they're here for him and vice versa. But you have to understand that we are trying to appeal to the masses. We can't try to please one individual.
Exactly.
That's not fair to us. So getting deeper into us, we have been married for 20 years. I went to Miami to visit a pregnant girlfriend of mine back in maybe like 2006, maybe something like that. It's been a long time, right? My girlfriend was pregnant. She lived here in Detroit with us, but she decided she wanted to move to Florida, and she moved her family there to Plantation, Florida, not Miami, Florida. Plantation. I went there for maybe 4 days to visit her because she was out there by herself. We did not party. We did not go out. We did go to wherever the Versace mansion is. So wherever that is, we went there, and I took a picture in front. We didn't go any clubs. We didn't go to any bars. My girlfriend was pregnant, and I am not a drinker. Back then, I probably was smoking because we did used to smoke weed, but I didn't even do that because my girlfriend was pregnant. I didn't get into all of this because the video was already long, and we think people like shorter videos.
Right.
So based on the analytics, we don't like to go too long or too in depth. So sometimes we do miss things. Like it was a lot of stuff that got left out. So the trip that happened was just me by myself. My husband took me to the airport. I was in constant communication with him during the visit, and then he picked me up from the airport. So there was no other females, just the two of us. My friend's husband, I stayed at her house with her husband and her child. I slept in her son's bed the whole time I was there. There was no partying. I did go to the zoo, and that's pretty much about it, besides, shopping and sightseeing.
Right, and this for the raggedy piece of shit that, bear false witness on my wife or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's just one person. Or it might have been two comments. But you bearing false witness on somebody, you don't even know this person. You don't even know my wife. You know what I'm saying? Find out. Matter of fact, prove all things. Find out the situation before you so quick to speak and open your goddamn mouth about mine anyway. See, now you finna get to know the real me.
Well, I just want to say this. When I went on this trip, it was probably like 06, 07. Back then, when someone would go to Florida, it didn't have the negative connotation that it has now. Y'all basing me saying I went to Florida and my husband was okay with it, y'all basing that on the mindset now of what y'all seeing now on the internet, TikTok, and social media. When I went to Florida back in 06, 07, that wasn't a thing, girls trips going to go freak off. I did not go freak off. I did not cheat on my husband at all. I'm not some person who's out taking trips and cheating on my husband. That's not what happened, but someone actually insinuated that. Imagine what that could do to a relationship when someone tells my husband that I cheated on him because I gave y'all private information, and we do know we're out here, we're on social media, you're gonna get this type of stuff. That's why we're doing this video, just to get to know us better and just to set the record straight. My husband is strict. He's always been strict. If only y'all knew. He's a very strict person. Now,
even with men.
With me going on the trip, we are almost 11 years apart, age difference, okay? When we went on this trip, as someone made a comment, yes, my husband was younger and he was still trying to figure himself out as a man. The man he is today would not let me go visit my pregnant girlfriend in Miami just because.
Exactly.
The man he was back then, which was probably in his early 30s, probably didn't, between work and life, didn't feel like having any type of back and forth or any whatever. And he just said it. He knew the young lady very well. He met her husband. This is someone who used to be my colleague that turned into a friend. So my husband knew everything, but I do agree with that. He definitely wouldn't let me go now, but he let me go then, and I'm believing that he trusted and knew I wasn't going to go freak off. I literally went to go visit my pregnant girlfriend. That was it. So that's just a little more insight. But my husband is very strict. I don't do much. I don't go out. I'm not a partier. I'm not a clubber. I had never been.
Plus, in the video, she said that she was in the corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? She ain't doing nothing as far as... But my wife got to ask me everything. She got to ask me to do whatever. If she going to the store, she have to ask me.
And I don't mind doing that because another thing that I learned, this is why I'm not a partier and I don't go out, because when I did go out a little bit when I was younger, I realized my husband didn't care for it. So I matured, right? We've been in this marriage for 20 years. So if you ain't never been married for a long period of time, maybe you shouldn't speak on it because you probably don't really understand.
Shut up!
Right.
Growth.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do anything that my husband doesn't feel comfortable with. So when it comes to partying and going out in a girls, which I've never even been on a girls trip ever, but I wouldn't do it because ain't no trip worth stressing my husband, making him uncomfortable and getting him upset. I'm not in a domestic...
and you wouldn't like me when I'm upset.
I'm not in no domestic fear situation, but I don't like to get him upset. No one does. My husband is super strict. He has the authority. Everyone in my family knows it. You guys don't know us that well because we usually just stick to the commentary. Exactly. I don't really get too much into my personal.
Right.
I knew that day would come. but I just kind of just stick to reacting if you're not familiar with me, if you're just familiar with my husband's channel. But I obviously have my own channel, and I talk about learning how to be submissive. I've made videos talking about how I used to be mouthy and talking too much and going against my husband, and we had to grow to get here for me to realize, because I didn't grow up with parents who were married. So I didn't know how to conduct myself quite like a married woman should. I learned on the job. I say this all the time.
Right, and then at the same time, as far as my parents, they was married, but they wasn't together. What, I think I was a year old when they broke up or whatever. My father wasn't there, so I had to teach myself. You know what I'm saying? As far as how a man need to operate, being under people who wasn't for my best interest. I had to shake all that off, and I had to, you know, turn into a man myself. You know, so if you would know how hard that was, then you would understand. But sometimes a lot of people, you know, they just like to jump out there and talk.
No, fuck a talk.
Yeah.
And get their opinion and don't know the whole situation.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We got room for growth over here, me and my wife. We've been growing, just like she said, for 20 years now. This is a 20-year marriage. Our oldest son is 20 years old. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
Yes, we've been together for 21 years. And I want to add this too. The comment I made about my husband going to watch other content podcasters and coming back beating his chest towards me. That is something that my husband does. Not to say that he doesn't have his own mind, his own beliefs, his own firmness. Look at him. He's a very strict, even some would say mean man.
Right, because before these podcasters came out or whatever, I've been this way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? As far as me and my faith taught me this. You know what I'm saying? A woman is supposed to submit.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of things changed once we came into our belief. We
exactly,
realized
right.
we realized that we are Hebrew Israelites. So
exactly.
our relationship drastically changed then. And I didn't run from it. I didn't run from my husband's disciplines or teaching. I embraced it, and that's why we're still together.
Exactly.
So I just
it
want to
made
say,
it even better.
Yeah, I just want to say that when I said that, I meant sometimes my husband won't be like thinking about me. He'll be doing his own thing. He'll watch something and then he'll come back and and this and that. And I'm like, you know, wait a minute. We was just talking about nothing or dinner, and then here you come with this. No different than I can watch a video of a man buying his woman flowers and taking her out on something fancy, whatever, and show my husband or tell him about it, and that will have me thinking about that and bringing that to him. That doesn't mean that he ain't never brought me nothing. I'm just bringing this to him, and now he's thinking about it, and he does that with me. So I'm not saying I don't know how that got taken out of context by some, and I know everybody didn't, so that lets me know if only a few people took it out of context, then that's y'all
right,
projecting on us. But just out of clarity, just to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, my husband is a strict man. He's been that way. But again, as we got married young, I was 19 and I think he just turned 30. He had just turned 30. So we got married young. We didn't know what we were doing. So we had to learn and grow. So again, me mentioning my husband watching someone else, yes, my husband will watch a video of a woman and come show me, look at her calling her husband Lord, look at her making her husband play, doing all this cleanup and behind him. He'll do the same thing with a woman's podcast like he would do with a man. Reva TV, y'all know her, she big. My husband watch Reva TV, I don't. He'll come tell me something Reva said and show me something that she said. So these are things that happens in a marriage. It's pretty normal if you've ever been married or been around married people. But just to give a lot more clarity, I'm a lot more like sillier. Right. He's a lot more strict.
And plus,
and that's
my
the
wife,
balance.
Right. And plus,
Yes.
my wife is still learning. So, you know, for me to show her things like this, you know what I'm saying, different podcasts or some of the things they said, she can learn from that. It's positive, so I'm gonna show it to her.
Right. So I just wanted to clear that one up. You know, let's not play dumb. We grown. The name of my channel is Grown Folk Talk. So let's just be grown. Let's for a second. We all know that someone can go watch or listen to someone and then come back and pose that on someone else. We all know that. And I would think the men who made that comment, I would think y'all would understand that more than a woman would, because y'all know how men do to each other. You got men who clown.
Bring that out.
You got men
Right.
who clown each other for dating and dealing with big girls, and a man will be ashamed or hide a woman that he really like because she's bigger or not as attractive because his friends clown him. Men clown each other, and that man that's getting clowned will go back and take that and bring that into his marriage and relationship. I know that for a fact that y'all do that. I have 2 brothers, so I know men do that, and that's what was really my point. Some other guys saying,
But it wasn't
you
the
should-
case as
right?
far
It
as-
wasn't the case.
Exactly.
It wasn't anything negative. I'm just giving an example of, y'all know that this happens, and I don't want my husband tripping on me over something that such and such podcast said, even though he will come and say this, whatever. But this is the point that I wanted you to get from that video. So
Exactly.
let's not act like it ain't no different than a mother telling her daughter something, and then she go back telling you, well, my mama said, or trying to bring her mama's views into y'all relationship. That's the point that I was kind of trying to make. That's why I said he was beating his chest. Not nothing negative, just being even more macho about it, if y'all can understand.
Right, and it's fucked up that we got to, come on here and explain ourselves, and like y'all, a lot of people just, they don't get it or whatnot. And at the end of the day, you got to understand this is all entertainment.
Yes,
You know?
yes, y'all got to understand that too. When we first started, first of all, we've been on YouTube for years.
Yeah.
First of all, people want to hear a certain thing. Sometimes when you just straight, no chaser, no videos to be entertained, people don't want to hear it. So just like the late great Kevin Samuels, there's a certain level of engagement that you have to keep up, or y'all not gonna click. Y'all got ADHD. Oh, y'all don't want to just sit and hear people talk. Even this video, we're not reacting to nothing, and we usually do reactions. So sometimes it's difficult for people to just sit and listen to comprehend versus listen to respond. And that's why I don't deal with the comments a whole lot. My husband deals more so with the comments, because I just don't have time for people who are doing nothing critiquing us. We both have careers. He has his own construction business. I'm a nurse, and then we decided to get on social media. So we do stuff. We are busy. We leave the country. Like, we out of the country right now.
Right.
So
Ghana Africa, Big G.
yeah, we in West Africa right now, and this is our second time living in West Africa. So y'all, we not upset. We just wanted to come and give some clarity. We hope that y'all still rock with us and y'all not upset with us or thinking that, I'm somebody that I'm not. You really don't know me from
Right.
one video. So we just wanted to give a little clarity on who we are, our relationship. Again, we've been married 20 years. We have 3 children. We have been with each other through family, death, sicknesses, hospital, crisis, broke me. I've said in my video, me and my husband used to share $5 and go to the Wendy's dollar menu and eat. We were so broke till where we are now, to where the Most High has blessed us. So don't judge us off one video. Go through our channel,
Right.
look at
And
the
let me-
content, get to know us.
Right, and you got to understand, my wife, she's a silly person. She liked to joke a lot and stuff like that, and a lot of stuff that was being said in the video, she was joking.
I was
If
trolling
y'all-
my husband.
Right, exactly. She was trolling me. If y'all could see the way she was looking and how her body language was, then you would see. You know what I'm saying? But nah.
And I know sometimes people take that, the wrong way. Everybody's
Right.
not as silly or joking. Like, my husband is way more serious. So sometimes I
Exactly,
joke and
right.
he don't like it. It get on his nerves. Even when he was editing the video, he like, why you say this? Why you say that? And I'm laughing.
Exactly,
but
right.
he's serious. So just for y'all to get to know us a little better, I am more of the jokester, sillier one. And you can see, you can look and see who the most serious one or whatever. So hopefully that gives y'all a little more insight on us, and you kind of see, and also we're not here to be an echo chamber. When we collaborate, it's not for me to agree with every single thing my husband say. I am a woman. I do want to bring a different perspective. Sometimes it ain't even my perspective. It's how other women feel about things. So don't look for everything to be 100% in agreement. What good is that if everybody just agreeing with everything? We can disagree without beefing.
Right, but if it's not on point, then
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna check it. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
have the final say
Exactly, right.
on what it is.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, just because your woman went to Miami and cheated on you, don't mean I went to Miami and cheated on my man. Like I get that that's happening, but I'm
Right.
not a cheater. I'm not sitting up cheating on my husband. That's not something that would please the Most High, and it's not something that I want to do. We have children watching us.
exactly.
We
right.
actually
See,
care about each other.
This bigger
you know?
than y'all.
It's bigger than YouTube. At the
Exactly.
end of the day, we married.
Right.
So, give it some grace. Look into some other videos and, before you just jump down our throat in the comment section. Please.
Exactly. Yeah, y'all you need to do better around here with that, But we're gonna go and get up out of here.
Yes.
We've been here long enough. I hope y'all, got a good understanding and y'all know where we're coming from a little better. Grown folk talk, ghetto talk. Anything else you want to say?
We appreciate y'all rocking with us, the love and support. And until the next time, we will catch y'all in the next video. So I love y'all.
Up out of here.
Come on, push a button.
Hey!